is a Cosmic Octave original podcast.
Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
What's up, everybody? It's
Hello.
number 230. 230 episodes and nobody cares.
It's 356.
No, it's episode 230. Oh. You silly man. I'm Jake. That's Tyler.
Yeah, that's me. All right, Tyler.
Sloppy.
Yep.
And we got a movie to talk about. We haven't had one of those in a while.
Yeah.
It's been, it's probably, I think the last movie we did in like a theater review was Fantastic Four.
Yeah. And that's on Disney Plus now. I started watching it the other day. I got to finish it when I get home tonight.
And we got comics. So I don't know. Did you want to do a long box, or did you want to just jump into the movie we just watched?
I figure we do movie and books.
Sure.
I don't really have a long box anyway.
I don't either, because I just want to talk. Because we just saw Predator Badlands.
Probably the best fucking movie
So
that has ever become ever a thing.
That's what I want to watch right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
or I want to talk about right now. I should say.
That's.
But yeah, we just got out of that a little bit ago, and we're gonna be talking about that, and then we got 4 books to talk about.
We got to go to the comic book store together today.
Yeah, we even evened it out this week. It's 2 Marvel, 2 DC books.
Did we?
Yeah, because there's Spider-Man and Hulk, and then Wonder Woman and the Justice League book. So there you go. Let's just jump right into it.
You mean the Cosmic Odyssey?
I mean, yes, it's kind of overexpanded, but yes, Cosmic Odyssey.
Kami Odyssey.
Kami
Odyssey, we're gonna take everything and give you potatoes. What?
All right, let's jump into it. Let's talk about Predator Badlands.
Oh my god.
Before, obviously,
Honestly,
we're gonna spoil the movie.
Let's
just get into that.
Skip ahead.
But before we do that, I want to really quickly just kind of go over this, because if you've listened to the show, you guys know we've reviewed all the Trachtenberg. Where's there an N in there? Trachtenberg. We've reviewed all his movies, all of his Predator ones, which is Prey, Killer of Killers, and this one.
Yep.
And so we were obviously excited. Now, I truly didn't have big expectations. Like, I was excited for it because I liked what they were doing.
I think I had seen a preview after you had talked about it at some point.
I texted. Well, I think I sent it to you. I was like, dude, you need to watch this. Or something like that. Yeah.
Or saw it on Twitter or something. But I saw only one preview, and I was like, okay, sure. And I'm probably going to go see Running Man either this weekend or next week.
If you do let me know.
Mm.
I probably can't swing the weekend, though, unfortunately.
I don't think I'm going to try on the weekend because my weekends are busy.
Well,
we'll
talk about it off the air, but I got... Well,
not because of dates, because I'm working. What the fuck kind of job I got?
I'm on dad duty this week.
He's on extended leave.
I was saying I'm on dad duty, so that's why I can't go to the movie.
Yeah. I didn't really have expectations. I knew.
Yeah, but I'm saying
I didn't really know anything about it.
I didn't either. All I known was
which was kind of cool.
And you know what? That's one thing I loved about these trailers, and I only watched the one, and that was enough because I was like, oh my gosh. Because when we were watching Killer of Killers, I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's another Predator movie coming out this year.
Said it.
And leading up to that, because didn't they have a trailer for Badlands at the end of Killer of Killers or something?
If they did or not.
Either way, it was announced. Like, we knew it was coming.
That animated movie was sick.
I think we had forgotten about it because I thought they were going to delay Badlands to like next year or something. I didn't expect them to release 2 Predator movies in 1 year.
I don't know. But good for them.
But no, as Predator heads, we're all for it. I didn't have a ton of expectations other than I knew I was going to like it. And I'll be honest with you, I came out of this liking it way more than I expected to.
I went into the movie knowing that Elle Fanning was going to be a synthetic or not a synthetic, but a robot or android of some sort because it was clear from the trailer. But I did not know that it was going to be tied to Alien with the Weyland-Yutani.
Yeah.
And I think that was really excellent because it's the first movie I've seen. They've done Predator Alien movies, several of them.
Yeah.
But I've never seen any of them.
Yeah, this is the first time they've done it outside of a crossover
And
movie.
this is actually really cool because it's not like in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you know anything about science fiction, you're like, oh, I know them. They're from like Alien.
And you know what? Hey, look, I'll say it right here. I need to get the AVP movies. Even the shitty Predator movies we've talked about on the show. I like all the Predator movies, even the bad ones. That first AVP movie, not great. I'll accept that. AVP Requiem, I actually enjoyed because that first one they were like, we're not gonna do. It's not as gory because it's two aliens fighting. So in that second movie, they're like, we need to get some people in here to get a body count. And I respect that. So
wait, AVP was.
There's two AVP movies.
Okay.
So, and I think...
Explain it to me.
Okay.
Explain all the Alien versus Predator movies to me.
TLDR of these movies essentially is the first Alien versus Predator. Apparently, aliens and predators have been fighting each other for a long time.
Okay.
And
well, okay. First, we gotta admit that the first time we see any of this is in Predator 2, when Danny Glover makes it to the ship and he sees a xenomorph skull. Okay, go ahead.
And that
now you may go.
And that led to, I think it was Dark Horse Comics that did the Alien versus Predator comic book
Probably,
series.
yeah.
So it was a comic book before it was ever a movie.
Oh, yeah. Well, people have been shipping it for... I mean, I know that's not quite the right word
It is.
to use,
it is like a weird union. Because in a weird way,
right?
They weren't designed this way. They were two movies written independently of each other, but somehow are married to each other because of those comic books and those movies. And now... And I'm okay. And I think... And I want to point that out.
Yep.
Spoilers, even though they say it in the trailer. We're going into spoilers now.
Yeah, well, we've been spoilers.
Yeah, and we're going to... And by the way, watch the fucking movie. Yeah. And if you want a real deep dive analysis, go to a different podcast, because we're just going to fucking bounce around. It just is what it is. So, real quick...
Don't go to a different podcast.
No, stay on this one, but I'm just saying, we're not going to go beat by beat.
Son of a bitch.
No. What I'm trying to say is, I think that this is leading towards Alien versus Predator 3.
Okay.
In some way. But essentially, to do a super quick breakdown of both movies, what happens is in the first movie, humans find this weird temple thing in Antarctica.
Okay.
They find out that it's actually a thing that was made by the Predators because it was a training ground that got froze over, and the aliens are there. Yeah. And
aliens are there. Why?
Aliens are on Earth. I forget why the aliens are there, but the aliens are there. Weyland-Yutani's there because of course they are.
Of course.
We need a body count.
Yeah.
And so they're there, and then. What happens is we find out that the aliens are used on this specific part of Earth as a training ground, essentially, because for predators that we're following in this movie are like teenagers. So anyway, they fight.
Seriously?
Yeah. So then but then what happens is, this is important. One of the predators that's killed got a face hugger, and at the end of that movie, the Predalien, as they would call it, shoots out of his chest, and it's like. Wah! And so that sets up the sequel. And the sequel is the Predalien taking out that ship it's on, crash landing on Earth, and then other aliens that were on that ship and predators that there was one predator that survived the attack. There's one predator that survived the attack from the Predalien, and he went to Earth to go kill the Predalien that was on Earth where the ship crash landed. And and then there's other aliens there. It's one predator fighting all these aliens, pretty much. And it's a better movie because there's one sequence where you think would be the love interest of the movie. She's running, and he's like, "Come here!" And she's like running in the hallway towards this guy, and the predator had thrown a fucking one of those spiked spinny disc things trying to hit an alien and misses. Fucking just fucking staples her to the wall, man. And it was awesome because it's good dummy work. Because she's like, "But." It was just good. Go see that movie. No, I'm kidding. Don't waste your time with it.
Jesus
Predator
Christ.
Badlands.
Yeah.
So I'm so sorry I did that.
No, I asked you to. I asked you to tell us about the Aliens versus
I'm just
Predators
saying,
movies.
we got to make that into a TikTok.
I need to know because I'm never going to watch any of them. I have no desire to.
Oh, they're terrible.
I know.
The second one is, again,
so there's Alien versus Predator, Alien versus Predator 2.
Requiem.
Okay.
That one, I think, so loud in the mic, I'm sorry. That one is, I neither of them are good, but I like that one more just because of the body count. And it's,
Okay, and they're attached to each other. And then there's
Yeah.
like other ones though, aren't there?
It's just those, and then it turned into Predators. That was the movie where they showed the people being dropped on the alien planet, the Predator planet.
Yeah.
And then like there's nothing else that ties those two together, by the way. As that's what you're asking. Okay. It's just those two movies in the comic books, and there's been references to each, like you mentioned. Predator 2 has the skull, so I think it's smart because Disney owns both. Why not just have these two fight in more movies together?
So here's what one thing
we
that
got
I'm
off topic.
Name of the fucking show.
Look it up.
Look it up. One of the things I really like about Dan Trachtenberg, and I've seen 3 of his movies so far, is that he's not saying anything. He is essentially saying you can make whatever you want out of these movies canon, and you don't have to if you don't want to. Like, you know, I mean, isn't he though? Like, I don't really feel like he's binding himself to some sort of like timeline like Star Wars does.
Well,
or you know what I mean?
Well, I'm wondering how
the Marvel movies.
What he's trying to do with that though, because
it's just
he's
having fun in a sandbox is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And Killer of Killers and this movie,
which is what you should do with these fucking properties.
They all do what I think Marvel and DC need to go back to. I think James Gunn's DC is starting to do that. I hope Marvel goes back to doing this after Secret Wars. But there's ways to do, like, have Wayland Yutani in this and have this lived in universe and say that, yes, Prey happened, Killer of Killers happened, this movie happens. Yeah. Because you're right, there's no definitive, like, and that's the thing. That's the beauty of the Yautja, is they can just kind of jump around and do whatever. And that's why they're great to have crossover comic books with, because they're just such an easy character to just plug into something. But what I'm trying to think of is how is this going to tie into Killer of Killers a little bit, because I think we're on the same planet, right? Yautja Prime was where we started the movie.
Yeah, and his mom.
But that guy looks like he might not be. He might just be like a Predator war chief. But the dad in this looks like the dude from Killer of Killers.
Oh.
I don't think it is. I think they're different.
I don't know.
But I'm just saying, like, it's I don't know where they're going with this, and I'm kind of okay with it, because I feel like there's 2 different timelines going.
And can I just go ahead and boil this all down? Who cares?
It's all awesome, right? Who cares?
I don't mean like I am all for if somebody wants to sit down and deconstruct these movies and make a timeline or 2 like you're talking about.
Yeah,
I have no problem with that. In fact, I love doing that shit. That's kind of my jam. And if you do, let us know, because we want to see what you've come up with.
Yeah.
But I also will say this, dude. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
If Killer of Killers and Badlands is connected in any way, it doesn't matter if Prey and Badlands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. Like, he doesn't really feel like, okay, there's a fucking book that everybody has to read and follow, a book of rules. Like sitcoms have a Bible.
It's not like
and every sitcom and some movie, I'm sure franchises have Bibles.
Oh, I'm sure there's a Marvel Bible.
Star Trek did, fucking Star Wars, right?
And that's what I was getting at. I think that, like,
it says
what you're
different
saying,
rules, like Jedis have to do this, or this character never does this, or whatever. But it's written by the creator and executive producer usually.
It's weird.
Trachtenberg doesn't have to follow those rules because the person who created the Predator, which was what? It was McTiernan.
John and Jim Thomas, I think.
Yeah,
is what they said.
Well, they're credited, but also like.
But McTiernan did the first movie, yeah.
Also, like, I mean, they're credited. Of course, I saw their names a couple times, but. Really, more than anything, like it's just they're just having fun. Dan's just having fun in a sandbox.
And you know what's great about this is I could see the argument being made, and it's valid, because I've had this argument with other properties where it's like, well, do we really need to go to their planet? Do we really need to know that much more about them? What's great about them is their mystique. But I'm like, yeah, but this movie does a great job of explaining more of them, but still. Like
most of it takes place on Genna,
and like you were saying, it still is wide open. There's still so much story that you could tell in mind, and I do get that worry and that criticism. But I got to tell you, I think that what he's done and what his team has been able to do, I am more and more every time dude. We're fucking eating. I said this 5 fucking months ago, and I'll say it again. I'm feasting on this shit. So anytime this motherfucker says he's doing anything with Predator, I'm like, great, buy my fucking ticket now. I'm gonna go see this shit because this guy don't miss. Like I don't like how can
I feel like if Trachtenberg is indeed, and it seems like he's in charge of kind of the Predator franchise, that's fine.
And I think he's overrunning the Alien shit too because they're trying to work.
I feel like he's like, if writers come to him and like, how about this? Will that be okay? I feel like he's like, is it fun? Is it cool? Is it awesome? Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if it like violates the canon or you know what I mean. Like, I feel like he'll just be like, cool, that's cool. Yeah, I don't feel like he'll be like George Lucas. Like no, Ewoks cannot be Jedi. Neither can Sand People. Well, as soon as he sold it, guess what they made? Sand People Jedi in the comics.
And I think, and I know I said that with the Killer of Killers, and I maybe have said that with Prey, but I really want, as you and I are lifers of this franchise, we really need to appreciate where we came, like how we're going. And I would say more often than not, there are good Predator movies, but The Predator, I try and defend that movie. I totally
The Predator,
and I did until they were like, well, the Predators are trying to get the kid because they think they treat autism like a superpower. Like the Predators want to use his brain because legitimately, I'm not making that up. That is like a plot line of that movie, and I wish it wasn't. I know. It's like one of these weird things where it tries to be a movie that's progressive about it, but then it also comes off weird.
I can't tell what sucks more, that or the fact that your dog is breathing his awful breath, whatever the hell it is, right in my face.
But yeah, well, and props to the movie for like we've had the POV from Predators a little bit in the other movies, but there's always, and we kind of have that here too, but there's always like a human, like a stand-in, and we do
for the audience,
for us, and we do have that in this movie, but it's not until like 20-30 minutes into the movie.
Let's start
before we even see her. So let's focus on the main character.
Let's start with the fact that this is the first movie I've seen where the Predator is the main character and the sympathetic character somehow. Which right away you're like, okay, you got my attention.
They kind of
what are you doing here? But let's follow it. The creature work, the all of the animatronics and the fucking computer work, just fucking stellar.
The movie looks great, yeah.
From like the moment like when he drops into that, I mean, where do you start, dude?
Well, to me, the most exciting thing about this movie was him, and he did it with Prey. They did it. Him and the other director did that. I think him and another writer have been doing it because there's another writer on this movie.
Yeah.
He co-directed it with someone else on Killer of Killers.
Yeah.
But they're truly trying to take this franchise in new and interesting directions. And I can't say that about a lot of franchises right now.
It must be noted for fun.
Yes. And
not to be like all canon and this is the timeline and the timeline will be followed.
Right.
It is, hey, like I said, Trachtenberg is just like, hey, is it fun? Is it cool? Is it awesome? Then let's do it. To everybody who brings him an idea. And, I guarantee it.
So... Well, I just think there's like what he's trying to do with this, and I think what they're trying to do is really kind of take this franchise and turn it on its head a little bit.
Yeah.
And we saw that with Prey. We see it with this movie. If you really want to break it down, what's the theme of this movie? This movie kind of spits in the face of the other Predators.
This is spits in the face of the Predators' culture. Really.
Exactly, and it shows you why you want to root against the Yautja.
Hunt alone.
Yes.
You are a tool. Everybody's
a predator. They are predator everyone. They are prey for them. Like that's their codex, that's their beliefs. And we know that's their whole thing. Is you got to go get a trophy. If you want to be a member of the clan, you either come back with a trophy or you die. Because if you don't come back with a trophy, you can't come back.
So this guy decides to go after the one unkillable thing called the Kalisk.
Wolf has an older brother.
No, it's Deck.
Well, he becomes the wolf. Or does he call her wolf?
We'll get to that.
I'm pretty sure he's referred to as wolf in like the press stuff, but I don't know.
But so he's like, okay, well, you got to go for it, but I guess I can't talk you down.
Yeah.
And their dad shows up and he's like, hey, why the fuck isn't that guy dead? He's a weak ass, piece of shit. And he's like, well, because he's going after his hunt. And he stops his dad from killing him and throws him on the ship. And then he launches the ship with his severed arm, which is kind of cool. And then the ship takes off and takes him to Genna. And I don't know what exactly... Does he pass out at some point? Is that why?
That's why they showed him flying through the air in slow-mo. I think that was to show that he got knocked out by that.
Okay, it seems really odd to me that like the glass, like that the ship wouldn't like avoid the asteroids and shit. Like because the glass is like cracking, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
Autopilot. I guess it wouldn't. Yeah, I guess
maybe he knew it was breathable atmosphere. I don't know. But then the ship explodes, and he takes off, or he does the eject button into this little sled, and they just like pan next to him and just show this massive planet and this giant flying thing in the back of it, or in the background. It starts coming at him, and he pops up this fucking shield over himself, so it diverts the big big flying thing or whatever, and then he crashes, and then he somehow gets out of all these like fucking vine, like these rope vine thingies that are
trying
like
to
eating
grab
at
him
him and stuff, and he gets to the top of this mountain and stands up, and that's when we get the title card,
which is like 15 minutes into the movie,
easily 20.
Keep in mind, we've already had him have a sword fight with his brother fight his dad and be murdered, and this. Now, all in like the first 15.
I'm a big fan of that miniseries that just finished up on HBO called Task.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I like about dramas like that is sometimes they will go for a long time. Like, I know I'm watching Task, but then like after like 20 minutes, like an opening like sequence, like in the 7th episode, the second to last episode, then they show the title card, and it's like, oh, that's cool, A little bit.
I love that he does. Yeah, it doesn't happen until there's like this really dramatic tightrope run of trying to evade the vines, and then just you look out across the landscape and it's Predator Badlands. And
we never found out what that fucking thing moving under the cliff was.
And that's,
by the way,
what I'm talking about. Where I'm saying that like they're clearly going for broader scope, broader like kind of things. And I said it in the when we got out of the movie. I said I think there's a lot of Dune inspiration on this, because like there are some beautiful wide shots of them like going throughout this planet and doing all these things, and it just, for me, I thought of like Dune and Star Wars and like those epic sci-fi things, and to think that Predator is trying to go in that direction, I think is really cool and really interesting.
So we're not going to go through the movie bit by bit, but that's kind of how the movie starts. And throughout the movie, the theme is, they talk Elle Fanning's character, she plays Thea and
her
Tessa.
Introduction. So he's in a field that has these things that will, when they explode, and when they explode, they shoot these darts and either paralyze you.
Paralysis. And then this
big dragon bird thing can eat you.
That he encountered on the way down.
So he gets hit with it, and he starts to get woozy, and she says, "I can save you.
You need to send me a weapon,
but you got to send me something to get my free." And then I love this shot. There's so many shots of this fucking movie
when he's laying there, and she just comes out of nowhere.
When he starts to go black. I want to get to that. Like that's just that camera work of that when he starts to go out and like just throws it side like and then just sticks it. That's what I was like, okay.
I was gonna say bullshit. Like when he's laying there and he's about to be eaten and she comes out of nowhere and just fucking murders the shit out of it, and then big old fucking smile like, "Hi, how are you?" And it's just like, okay.
And I want to point something out, and we just have to address it for a little bit, and we can move on to the people that like wanted to shit on this movie as being woke, just like they did when Prey came out, because we have Elle Fanning's character, Tisha.
She plays two characters.
And Tessa, but she
Thea and Tessa.
Excuse me, Tia. What the fuck?
What's wrong with you?
Why don't you just chill out? All right, I'm trying my best. But because obviously it's a woman, so they had to be pissed about it. And I'm just like, to me, what I saw is like, she's going to be the emotional weight of the movie. Even though she's the robot, she's going to have the emotional weight. And I want to be clear to the people that wanted to say this movie would flop and go get woke, go broke. Highest opening of a Predator movie ever. Shut the fuck up.
Adjusted for inflation too.
Shut the fuck. And it's going to make more money because of word of mouth.
So one real quick note, and again, you've been spoiled, so stop listening if you've already gotten. I mean, we told you at the beginning of the show, like, hey, Thea and Tessa are two different characters, two different synth characters that she plays, synthetic characters, and I just got to say, like, the way that she brought like life and humor and warmth and compassion to the character of Tessa, and then or of Thea. And then Tessa was the baddie. And she had... First of all, Thea is half person throughout most of the movie. And a lot of the camera work and stuff that they had to do to make that happen and make it look real, hats off to all of the inventiveness of the movie in general. Just all of the different things that they did to make this movie like, okay, I haven't seen that before.
Yeah. Like the camera work, like I was saying earlier, just like there's so many shots in this movie that I'm like, how the fuck did they do this? And then like
and culminating with the fucking sequence where he's lost all of his shit and he has to go and do an Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger Dutch move.
Take shit out of the wilderness.
Yeah, he basically is like
himself.
setting traps and shit.
Dude.
So fucking good.
So okay, I want to talk about
so good. I wanted to call him John
the fact
Matrix.
that his laser sword, like that
sword.
dude, the sequence when he fought the fucking bone bison in the blades of grass, right?
Yeah.
And when it comes to that resolution where he just throws it and it bisects that fucking thing, and he's holding it both sides of it, and he goes and I love it. Because what this movie does so well and what this movie is trying to do, it just goes, cool, dude, but what about this thing that she told you about? It's yoink. And it's just like, it's that what he did with Prey and what he's done with this movie is like, I love his little like cycle of predators where it always shows one thing getting eaten by another thing. So it's like, yeah, you killed that thing, but that big thing up there is going to eat you now.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just so much inventiveness, but her characters both were really, really good. They differentiated the hairstyles slightly, and more often than not, I think throughout the movie, Tessa had one dead eye. And the effects that they did with the eyes on her characters, both of them, were really cool. When they were starting to like heal Tessa in the ship, I just look. Here's what you got to do when you're making a fucking movie like this. You got to make it big and bold, and you got to make it grand and epic.
Yeah.
And when there was a sequence where Tessa is in this like healing chamber, and above her is glass, and it's also a computer screen, and she's talking to Mother.
Yeah.
And Mother has a voice that is like 17 voices, and there's guys and girls voices, and it's just fucking
also,
epic and awe-inspiring. And it's just like, and you and the music.
Oh, when she says you'll be decommissioned, and then the music hits. I'm like, ooh,
dude, the music alone.
The music was
like,
fucking awesome,
great,
dude. The score was insane.
I have to
blow my mind.
I have to believe that there's a particular instrument called a Jew's harp, and it's this thing that you hold in your mouth and it goes
yeah.
That's what makes it.
Wow.
I don't know if they used anything like that, but it was very like. And just fucking cool,
you know what it
man.
sounds like? It sounds like they were listening to the Who, HU. I think they were really listening to that a lot while making this.
The music when they were pulling the Lord of the Rings and like, look at how far they're traveling, bullshit. The music during that was fucking cool as shit. It was
opening
like,
sequence.
Oh my God.
The opening shot of the pan into the opening of the
cave.
cave.
Oh my God.
Like
oh my God.
That's why I said it felt like Dune, and I felt like, okay, we're doing a little bit more epic storytelling with this. And that was like such a smart like sign to be like, let's show these big pan shots. Let's get big.
Yeah, dude, this is going to be a big fucking movie. Get ready for that.
Yeah. And it is action all
to be really
dude, it's not even 2 hours. It's not even 2 hours.
To be really truly honest though, I will say this. They went the first fight sequence is very claustrophobic. It's in a cave.
Yeah.
But after that, there's just the different ways. Like there was a sequence where her legs are walking towards her body, and like
he's following it and taking dudes out. Yeah.
That was kind of cool. That reminded me of like the Peacemaker thing in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, when they're in the background doing shit.
Or no, when they had a bet on who could kill the most.
Yeah, and they're doing shit.
In
the foreground, and background.
Yeah.
We sing. Real quick.
Yeah.
While I'm thinking of it,
We're just jizzing all over this fucking movie. It was so
fucking
good.
awesome.
It was so fucking good. Give us some fucking shit here. Give us a drink. Give us a drink.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Fuck yeah, dude. Perfect.
You're welcome.
What we got's gonna turn your brain into shit.
That's how I feel about every podcast.
What's that from?
Tenacious D.
Oh,
We're gonna come again in your ear pussies.
wow.
What a movie.
Yeah.
We are. I'll never forget that line. So the sequence when he does fight the Kalisk, which, by the way, I think everybody knew what I thought it was going to. So this is what I thought was going to happen, and I'm glad it wasn't, because I know that'll probably be somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
But I thought with Weyland-Yutani, the Kalisk that doesn't die, it's this unkillable monster. I'm like, and I think this is intentional. I'm like, are we tipping our hat that this is a fucking alien queen of some kind or some sort of xenomorph?
Maybe, yeah. But the XX definitely in the name of the creature when they were telling her, like, you still have to get this.
Well, but and that sequence made me think, like, are we doing something with alien again? And I'm glad it wasn't. And I'm glad how it does it this way. And something that scene does after he fights it, and earlier he got spit on by his little alien buddy that helped fight the bison.
Who they leave behind because Yautja hunt alone.
Hunt alone, and he won't help us in this fight, or she won't help us in this fight. So when he fights this thing, he kills it. He chops its head off, but then you see tendrils go back in. And
it's unkillable.
It's unkillable. It regenerates. So it comes back, and it pushes down on him, and as it's pushing down on him, it smells him. And so I'm like, oh, and then you look at its face, and I'm like, oh, this is its mom. I didn't think it was his mom or whatever, but I was like, this is another one of those.
Yeah.
So
same pack or whatever.
But that's
because she tells him, like, hey,
that fucking fight sequence, because of how effective this movie is, I'm sitting there rooting for a goddamn predator.
Yes.
I'm sitting there and being like, when he gets like angry and he's fighting, I'm like, kick its fucking ass, man! Like, kill that fucking thing. That's what I kept saying throughout the whole movie.
There's a sequence where the little creature named, I think she nicknames him Butt. I swear, but there's a sequence where the little butt creature, whatever you want to call it, the baby what is it called again?
Kalisk.
The baby Kalisk, and is like imitating the predator.
Yeah,
and it's look. I guarantee you that there are fuckfaces out there who are trying to tear this movie down, who are like, "What is this crap?
It's cutesy shit."
I honestly thought it was done well, and I also thought, I mean, when he fucking holds up the stick on fire,
that was funny,
right?
Well, that's another thing. This movie is a lot funnier than I expected.
Yes.
I think there was some, and I want to be clear. It's not like
Elle Fanning's character.
It's not like a joke a minute, but I'm just saying that there are more jokes in it than I expected.
Thea was brought a lot of comic, not just emotional way, but brought a lot of comic relief to it. Mainly because of the way she talked in some ways.
She's just very positive.
What they're going to do is they're going to paralyze you, and then that thing will eat you because you can't move. Thanks.
And
she's very matter of fact about shit.
And I'm sorry if you don't like. If you
and
think
Tessa didn't talk at all.
I'm sure there's people gonna be mad about that too. But her character. What I love about this is, again, we're doing something interesting with a Predator movie. Let's do a buddy Predator movie and make the Predator a sympathetic character.
Let's turn the synthetic character on its head, which they did basically with Bishop. But I think Michael or whatever from the fucking I almost said Prometheus, whatever. Who gives a shit?
You talking about Fassbender?
Whatever. Yeah. Was a synthetic character, but I think let's turn that on its head too, because one of them fights back against its own programming. I'm not going to get into the end of the movie because there is a twist.
Ooh.
But
no, we're spoiling it. We'll get there eventually.
I'm just saying, like, there is emotional weight to the movie when he says to her throughout the first half, like, you're a tool that I'm using. That's how she gets him to take her along.
Tool, yeah.
She says, like, I'm a tool and you can't
Because she understands their culture and she knows that's the only way he'll take her with her.
That's what she studies. She studies the Yautja. So he takes her with her.
Predators. Yeah.
And they go out and, they do a bunch of shit, and eventually he gets captured, and it's revealed that their whole point was to get this one creature, which he realizes is the mother of the other, the baby Kalisk, and then they're also going to take him. And at a certain point, she rebels against her programming, and like they're like, "No, fuck that," and we're gonna box you
before
up.
that, there's a really cool sequence. Because when he fights the Callus, she's putting her legs back on. Beautifully humor, because she just gets her legs back. And
Yes.
It's ripped off again. Come on. But there's a sequence there where he explains to her, like, I'm going to kill this thing, and you're going to see me claim my trophy. It's a great honor for you.
Yes.
And, like, that's, again, really funny. And even before that, he cracks a joke.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so we're going to, have, he's got
it was-
depth. He's actually a real character,
It was very Drax-like in the respect that he was being
Very
matter
dry,
of fact.
yeah.
Yes,
And he was he was
was
pumping
the straight
himself up.
guy. Yeah, he was.
And
the
he was
straight
trying to
guy.
be like, yeah, it's really cool. And, like he was trying to impress her a little bit. You know how you try to impress your friends? That's
Look at Elle
what.
Fanning. She's hot, dude. I mean,
And then the sequence after that where we find out that Tessa had looked through her recordings and said that he was property of Wayland Yutani and it's a big honor for you. And I was like, ooh, that's good shit. Tessa was a fun villain.
Great villain.
And I will say, I love that they worked in this idea that no human could survive this shit because how crazy this planet is.
So they're
all robots.
They're all
synthetics.
synthetic, which is cool because it's PG-13, which is going to help the box office.
Yeah.
R-rated movies don't typically get because it limits their audience, if you will. Like nobody snuck into a fucking R-rated movie.
I can't remember who said it. It might have been Trachtenberg. It might have been somebody that was on the PR team.
I just realized that the point I made was dumb because, of course, if you're sneaking into the theater, it doesn't go with the box office. You fucking idiot.
Anyway, what I was
Hello, Tyler.
what I was saying was, it still stays within the spirit of Predator. Like this is it's a gory movie. It's just not red blood, and that's how they get away with it being because
and it's a lot of alien creatures and shit.
Decapitating like they're robots, so he can get away. But he's cutting people in half. He's ripping their heads off. Like this is still like there's a lot of decapitations. It's just green goo instead of blood.
It was a lot of fun. I really liked the movie. I mean, I rarely give a movie like just a hearty thumbs up and an A+, but I gotta be honest. Like if you're for the expectations almost being nothing, for the delivery of the product and how fun and inventive it was, how much it made me love like this character, this franchise property, whatever you want to call it, I give it an absolute fucking A+, dude. I thought everything was so well done.
We're gonna do letter grades now.
It fucking went down. It went down. I'll even take it down to the one guy who clearly played every synthetic guy. Right, because clearly all the synthetic women were modeled after that one woman.
Yeah,
because they were both right.
Yeah,
and all the guys were the
all
same
just
guy.
The same
right,
generic looking
it was.
Dude. I guess I never noticed that. But
it was the
that's
same. It was the same thing as like Star Wars. The prequels where they had that New Zealand actor
that would just be the stand-in.
Well, he just did a bunch of
digital. Yeah, put his face on him.
I mean, right down to that. That guy was awesome. Like he played his part to a fucking T.
Yeah.
I don't think I noticed any moments. There were a couple moments where like the legs like did like a Black Widow thing with one of the synthetic guys, and there was like a little bit of a waiver, like okay, that's clearly like CGI. Obviously, it is. It's not real.
No, there's sometimes
I know there's not real legs, but for the most part, I had no issues with. We saw it in 3D, which was actually I'm really glad that we did. To be honest, I would have rather seen it in IMAX 3D. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But to be honest, like I mean, the movie, it's a satisfying conclusion. It's there's a twist. There's a bunch of
I want to
twists
talk
at
about
the
that.
end.
I want to talk about that. Right. So this is where I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this, and maybe here's what I'm thinking. Maybe the character we saw in Killer of Killers was his mom, not his dad.
Maybe.
And maybe she's collecting him to join, because how Killer of Killers ended, they took every protagonist from a Predator movie and put him on this, they cryo froze him on this planet somewhere, because the character from Prey is in it, the characters from Killers of Killers in it, and I think they even make a reference to Dutch being there. I don't know how that's gonna work.
Fucking cool.
That could be possible. I also welcome the idea, and this is what's so interesting about it. There's no, like you said, there's no specific timeline. So maybe the next movie is Alien vs. Predator 3. Who cares?
And as we talked about in the beginning of this review, we talked about, you were talking about how it connects to Badlands. And I don't begrudge you that at all, because what is my issue with every fucking MCU movie that we see or DCU movie?
Sure.
I'm always looking for the connection.
And that's what I was going to say earlier. That's what's so, what you and I love about this is because we are so conditioned to believe that every little, because it's weird, it goes around in circles, right? Because at the beginning, you're like, none of these movies are tied to anything.
Right.
And then now we spent the last 20 years getting trained that everything's connected. And then you have something like this, where Predator says, yes, that first Predator existed. Yes, all these other Predators.
Yes.
All these
No,
other
you're fine.
Predators. My headphones, it sounded loud. All these Predators exist because the Yautja exist throughout time. We don't know their origin.
Yeah.
We don't know there's tech.
We don't need to
and we don't
know,
need
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
We just know that these fuckers have been coming to Earth for a while, and they've been going to these other planets for a while.
Put it this way. When you go, I didn't go into this movie looking and anxious about missing Easter eggs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I go into MCU and DCU movies, and I am anxious about anticipate where this creature's going into this. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind, I when we went and saw Fantastic Four, I was just all over the place. Like, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Seeing all these Easter eggs because I love the Fantastic Four so much. But there's also a level of anxiety to it, a little bit. You want to make sure you don't miss out. Like, that's why the MCU and DCU being spread out as much as they are, that's why they're having problems connecting to mainstream audiences, because the average audience is not going to spend that much time with these properties and didn't grow up, hang on, I got a point, didn't grow up reading the comic books. So you have something like Predator, where you can watch any of the movies, and it literally does not matter if you saw any of the previous properties. It literally does not. With MCU and DCU, you have a shared universe and a common thread, a common overarching storyline, which is awesome, and I love that shit, but it's also really, really fun to be in, I keep saying the phrase, but it's true, in the sandbox.
Yeah.
And just play it.
And just have all these stories that aren't connected. And
know what I'm saying,
I
right?
truly, and we've talked about it before,
Yeah.
I truly think that I think Predator is a signal to these studios.
Yeah.
Some people might say, like, you'll learn the wrong lessons. And I'm like, I don't know, because they seem to be handling Predator just fine.
Yeah.
And I think that this should be a signal to Marvel. And I think James Gunn is already doing that a little bit with DC, where it's like, let's just focus on these single things.
Yeah.
Let's just focus on this.
Yeah.
And then, if you want to add some things to tie it in and do that, then let's do that.
Yeah.
And I hope Marvel goes back to that, and I hope people follow this and do what Predator did. Get somebody who loves this shit, who knows this shit, and let them have fun, and let them bring in other writers and have fun and do. Because, I mean, dude, again, banger after banger after banger. Prey, Killer of Killers, Badlands, all fucking bangers. The guy hasn't missed yet, and you know what?
Knock on wood.
I can't wait. And by the way, we got a twist that his mom shows up at the end, so we're probably going to get another one of these movies.
Can I talk about one last thing before we move on to the books?
And by the way, it's smart. It is fucking smart to have at least one sympathetic predator.
Yeah.
Because you kill a predator in every movie. So now you have a predator that you don't have to kill, that's sympathetic, and you can build
survives.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want, you don't.
If you want to, or you could just keep making random ass Predator movies. I don't give a shit. Like, we literally have spent 40 minutes telling you we don't give a shit. We're gonna see it.
To a far lesser degree, we finally saw Flash in the theater, right? What a shit show, right? How long it took him and how terrible it looked. It connects all of these disparate. At the end, when he's during that awful CGI sequence. They're attempting to connect all of the disparate DCU properties over the years into saying, hey, it can all stay canon, or it can be
It's all
whatever.
canon, yeah.
Which I am
Which is
okay
what Marvel
with.
is already doing.
And what I also
starting to do,
liked,
yeah.
when they actually had, was it Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot at the end when they came out and were like, hey? Or was that the second Shazam?
Shazam had him at the. It was just a show.
That was
Superman
the first
at the
Shazam.
lunchroom.
There was an
It was
end
Justice
credits.
Society, but that was
was that it?
Economos and
Sorry.
Harcourt showed up to get him into the Justice Society.
I don't know. All I know is there was a sequence where I think it was Shazam and Henry Cavill. And I think they And it was kind of like, why did they include this? Because clearly the DCU is over. James Gunn has taken over and da-da-da-da, right? And I remember seeing that and being like, you know what? I don't care. I'm okay with just a little bit of a send-off. A little bit of a, hey, this was fun, right?
Yeah.
But no more, you know? I do not want to see Gal Gadot come back as Wonder Woman.
Oh, I definitely want Zachary Levi to get launched in the fucking sun.
Yeah.
So I don't want to see him in anything.
Yeah.
Fuck that piece of shit.
Fuck that piece of shit.
And I'm saying it my whole fucking chest. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what, man? You supported a guy that killed a lot of fucking people. RFK Jr. has killed and hurt people that he'll ever help.
Yep.
And you were responsible for it, you thick-headed fuck.
You were responsible for unleashing
Also,
a
Chuck
madman.
sucked ass. That wasn't even a good fucking show.
Never watched it.
Good.
Never heard of him.
Anyway, let's talk about some comic books.
Good.
I could write a book about what you don't know.
And we're saying that to RFK and Zachary Levi. You fucking idiots.
Is it Levi? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, it's Levi. And here's the best part about our country.
I wanted to like that guy.
Here's the best
I really
part.
did.
Me too. Here's the best part about our country as it stands today. We have the right to say, I have the right to say, go fuck yourself, American government.
Oh, I want to be clear. Off panel, off topic does not support you building a device to launch Zachary Levi into the sun. Okay?
No, we don't.
However,
If you build one, we want to see
we
it.
have a lot of people that could be possibly launched into the sun.
We want to see it.
that maybe should be launched into the sun.
We want to see
Starting
it.
with
And we never wish
Zachary
violence
Levi.
against anybody. Okay. Hey, listen, if you
of
think,
all the people to start with, it had to be him.
before we go on, if you're offended, can I just say, go to Twitter and look at anything, okay? And then shut the fuck up. All right, go.
Well, I was going to say someone else, but I don't want to get fucking.
No, seriously,
I don't want
like,
to get murked by
Just
the
go
Secret
to
Service.
go to Twitter and just fucking look at anything on that piece of shit channel and app.
All right, so today's first book is
Today's first book, children.
is coming from the Age of Revelation. That's the current status quo
I just want to poop.
event over at Marvel.
I just want to poop myself.
So this one is Radioactive Spider-Man
Yes.
#1.
Yes.
And you ask yourself,
Uh-huh.
how does Spider-Man connect to the X-Men in any way with this? He doesn't, because he's not a mutant. I mean, well, they explain in this story how he's technically tangentially connected to it, because technically everybody in the Marvel Universe is connected to the X-Men now, in a way.
Before we
because-
get into it,
Yes.
I want to say this. This is the only Age of Revelation book that I have read, and The Last Wolverine ain't looking good after 4 pages. Sorry. This is the only one that I read that I was kind of intrigued by, and actually the ending is like, wow, fuck, okay, what are we doing here? I don't know if I'm going to buy #2, but I will say that out of all the ones that we've read, which have been a couple, this is the only one that was like, oh, all right.
So what have we? So we read the.
We read that.
Oh,
we read,
we read the prelude to the.
Yep.
Age. Undeadpool was the one that we
That
read
was
last week.
fucking stupid.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Undeadpool was the one we read last week. We got Radioactive Spider-Man this week. We got Last Wolverine next week.
oh, I brought you Binary.
Oh, and we have Binary.
Yeah, we will review that next week.
So anyway, Radioactive Spider-Man, written by Joe Kelly, art by Kev Walker. And you know why you like this? Because Joe Kelly wrote it. And I got to tell you, man, Joe Kelly, in my mind,
Wow.
we'll see how many people are like us.
Gushing over here.
How many people are like us who like sports and comics?
Oh.
Joe Kelly to me is just like a dude like Joe Flacco or like one of those like veteran quarterbacks.
Ryan Fitzgerald.
That
The Amish
right.
rifle.
He's
It's
worked.
the best
you know,
fucking
he's
nickname in sports.
He's done some shit for pretty much every character you can imagine in DC, and then you know he's reliable because you know what? He's a good writer. He knows how to write comics, and this, like you said, is an enjoyable, entertaining comic.
Yeah.
Is it enough to get, like you said, to make me go to issue #2? Maybe not.
I kind of want to
But-
see what the
but
fuck is
it's
going on
enjoyable.
with the end
So
there.
essentially, what this story is explaining how Spider-Man kind of
Oh.
fits into the Age of
Yeah,
Revelation.
at this time, bombs have gone off, and most of the rest of the world is dead, I think, except for like this
So,
portion
yes,
of North America.
to recap-
there's Revelation territories, and those who didn't die became mutants, and those who didn't become mutants were made into babbles
Yes.
by Revelation.
Yes.
And they're like really awful. And those come into play in Binary.
And of course, you're going to see, like with Spider-Man in this book, we're going to see these other characters
It's still
have
also
different
really
reactions
confusing.
to the virus.
Still really confusing. By
Because
the way,
Deadpool was an undead zombie.
I don't fucking care.
And Spider-Man is this. So anyway, real quick.
Spider-Man is still Spider-Man.
In case you were wondering about the territories, there's a whole thing about all this shit.
Fuck's sake, you don't say, Jake.
So here are the Revelation territories. Alaska is now a port of Canada.
Okay.
Maine is largely uninhabited. So it's mostly, the upper northeast part of the country. It looks like most of this is taking place. Washington, D.C. got nuked.
Okay.
The Limbo Lands, which is looks like Rhode Island.
I guess magic.
Limbo Lands is ruled by Darkchild and Juggernaut.
Yeah, or magic.
Climate change in South America due to the storms changing of the Sahara is happening. Independent Free Nation of Texas.
Interesting.
There's a place called the Haven House in Nolans. So I'm assuming that has to do with Gambit or something. San Francisco is the new capital of the United States. And, that's kind of where we're at in this whole thing. So this book is following what happens to Spider-Man after the X virus. So the X virus, as we mentioned, handles some heroes differently. He essentially looks like what he's looked when he mutated into the human spider-looking thing in one of those.
A little bit, but
so he's got.
That's what you think.
You think, but his arms are not fully formed.
Yeah,
he has 2 extra arms on each side. So he's got 6 arms now, and he looks a little bit more like a spider.
And he's got a bunch of little plugs in his chest.
He does,
and stuff.
And that is to help with the to keep the virus in.
Well, we learn that in a little bit
later in the book, but
But he's fighting off somebody. It's really confusing to me. But he gets home to where
he's fighting off
somebody. Who cares?
These villains. It's really just
Revelation dudes. I don't know. Whatever.
So then it cuts back to where the guy that he's apparently was trying to stop from being a dick, and the doctor is saying, hey, be nice and stop being a dick, and he's like, yeah, whatever. And then we follow her story, and it essentially we also have Spider-Man given exposition of feeling this is where we are at in this story of Age of Revelation, and then we cut to him showering, and then he sees her. Did we get her name? What's her name?
Cecilia Reyes.
Cecilia. And they kiss each other. So we establish.
Do it. I'm assuming
we establish. Okay, they're together. But yeah, when you see him in the shower, you kind of get the look of oh, that wasn't just part of the suit. Those little ports were actually in his chest.
Yeah, and he's also looks sick, very. He
sick. Doesn't. Yeah, and his arms are deformed and kind of weird looking. And
so we learn that he's getting regular radiation treatments to prevent the X virus from killing him, and so. He is the definition of Peter Parker Spider-Man. He's doing everything he can at the risk of his own life to continue fighting and saving people as Spider-Man.
He could just die somewhere, but he's like, no, I still have to be Spider-Man.
Of course, she doesn't like that, of course.
So he takes a chemo treatment, and then bad guys break into a lab.
So he has to go.
And she's like, you're not 100%. He's like, I don't care. I got to be fucking Spider-Man. So we go to the Manhattan Bridge, and then some dudes who are working with Sinister are fucking shit up. And Spider-Man says, nuh-uh, shows up and fights them. And then we also find out that Cecilia she can make force fields and stuff. That's her mutation that she got from the X virus.
Mm-hmm.
And then they fight, and I wanted to read this because this is where it's what the hell? Oh, this is kind of cool. So they have this fight, and they're kind of in the weird spot with the people they fought earlier, and he's like, everything I learned that matters, I learned in the city. New Yorkers stand up for each other, but even if we don't particularly like one another, and this is when they unleash this big thing that we don't know what it is.
Well, she's trying to tell him, hey, he's not trying to fight you. He's trying to rescue
save you because this is going to kill you.
Yes.
And because when push comes to shove, life is precious. It's over in 83 seconds. I force myself to watch. I can't stop shaking. Cecilia's so scared her nails break my skin on my shoulders. She finally let go when I say, and then, it just ends with, but above all else, New York taught me the most important lesson of all. Never turn your back on family. And then we get revealed that the monster was Aunt May. So we're guessing. So I guess we're saying Aunt May's mutation when she turns into this giant monster thing
that eats people.
Okay. Because she'd seen. Also, the big thing about this too is she doesn't seem to know she did it.
They were trying to. The guys were trying to steal something, and he was like, "Hey, you don't want to steal that because you'll die. Because if you open that up."
this thing will eat you.
I would,
Yeah,
think,
'cause
I would
they
think
are
she's
trying to
she's
steal
been
Aunt May,
under
yeah.
stasis. I'm assuming while he works out that, and that also lends some credence to why he's trying to keep himself alive. He's trying to find a cure
Stay
for Aunt
alive to
May.
save her at the risk of all this.
So,
chemo.
pretty good book. Pretty good
Enjoyable book.
Yeah.
For that.
Still don't give a fuck about Age of Revelation. You can't fucking make me.
Can't fucking.
You can't fucking make me.
Up
fucking
next
fuck.
is hold on.
Oh, what do we got?
I could write a book about what you don't know.
Go forget that we're talking about books.
Yeah, we got The Incredible Hulk number 30, called The Requiem Plane Part 3, written by Phillip Kennedy Johnson, drawn by Nick Klein. So this is all set up for the new Hulk book that's coming out.
The
It's
Infernal Hulk.
The Infernal Hulk. So I will say the nature of this gig, this podcast we do together, I generally know pretty well about these characters, and I kind of
Sure.
enough so that I really feel like I could jump into the issue and I'd be fine. This one, a little bit different because I'm jumping in part 3 of this story, and we're talking about the Requiem plane, and we're talking about this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Okay, so first things first, you did read Immortal She-Hulk back in the day, remember?
Yeah, and I know that Immortal Hulk deals with the Green Door, and I know what the Green Door is.
Yes.
So we're going to.
I know.
It's just like Al Ewing bringing back fucking Null. It's like, come on, guys. We can tell other stories. So anyway,
I told you. I showed you the
got-
double page spread, and we'll get to that when we get to it.
and
I'll
I
tell
will,
you.
and I'm not saying that this wasn't a fun issue.
The art is cool, man. The
It was
art.
brutal. It was awesome.
I know. He's fucking cool.
So this issue is essentially Hulk is fighting. Is it Abomination or
yeah,
a
it's
demon
a possessed
Abomination?
abomination. I don't know. There's a lot of.
It feels like Absorbing Man because he takes over, but
I think you're right. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm confused. It doesn't matter. The point is
so
that
it's just this fight with Hulk.
Abomination
and they-
beats the shit out of
And
him.
one of my favorite bits of it is
Yeah.
Hulk says, "How many?" And he hits him with this giant chain of your bones. Do I have to break to? And then he's like, "To get you to shut up." And he slaps this giant skull on top of him. So he's fighting him, and I'm assuming it's Abomination as a demon or like
Some possessed. I don't
possessed. Or maybe the demon possessed
They're
Abomination.
trying-
Maybe I should have read some other issues. That's on me.
They closed the green door, which means that the Hulks can't come back anymore from the
They can't.
dead.
Yes.
So that allows. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah. So
That allows this creature, which is the mother of horrors, to possess the Hulk. And the way they need to do that is this abomination, demon-possessed abomination, has to rip out the fucking banner from the Hulk, and it is so fucking
he's
cool.
fighting, and then he sticks his hands in him, and he in his like gut, and then he just goes, "Even now, a trace of Doctor's voodoo's protection is on you. I cannot inhabit your flesh, or rather, I cannot inhabit Banner's. But I have magic of my own. Time to think, for you and Banner to be free of each other." And then he proceeds to rip Bruce Banner out of the Hulk's body.
I like that the lettering, the whatever, what is it called?
Onomatopoeia.
Yeah, it's just rip.
Rip.
But yeah, it just pulls him out of the Hulk.
2-page splash, and it's
so
just his
fucking
guts.
cool. So
and,
fucking cool.
Banner getting pulled out, and that
Yeah.
was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So essentially, what happens is Banner's laying on the floor, and then Abomination possesses Hulk.
Yep.
And takes
The mother
his
of
body,
horrors. Yeah.
or Mother of Horrors. Yeah, it takes his body and then proceeds to
Take him to the temple.
Take him to the temple, and then this other double-page splash. Just the art in this is insane.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty simple
I
issue.
hope he's drawing Infernal Hulk.
So he goes up to the Mother of Horrors and just starts biting her, chomping on her, and eating her.
Yeah, it's weird. And he turns purple.
Turns purple and turns into the Infernal Hulk. And then crazy.
It is on my pull list, so we will be reading that as soon as it comes out. I still haven't gotten Batman Deadpool.
But the thing is, like, how are you going to stop somebody like this? You know, how are you going to stop the Infernal Hulk?
I don't know, but they're going to have to. I'm sure it's going to turn into some sort of, Planet She-Hulk was a thing. I brought that for you to read.
Also, I love how this issue ends with like an obituary, the remembrance of eldest Bruce Banner. Yeah, and it's just like a little obituary for him. Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, no.
All right, if
no,
we're,
yeah,
if
yeah.
we're gonna
no.
go back and like grade them, say we do A to F letter grades, what would you give Radioactive Spider-Man?
I'd give it a solid B.
I would say B minus. Yeah,
Sure, B minus.
yeah.
Can't go above a
Actually,
B.
you know what? Do we need to do minus and pluses on this? Should it just be A, B, C, D, F, or should it be A plus, B plus, C plus?
B's fine.
I feel like across the board we can give it a B.
I give this one
Incredible Hulk number 30, prelude to Infernal Hulk. I give that like.
I have to give it a B because I don't think it's an A, but it's really good.
If I was reading it monthly, maybe an A, but I'll give it a
B for sure.
You know what? Fuck it. B plus. We'll do B plus and minus.
Fuck
we'll
you.
do plus and minus.
B minus and B plus.
Yes.
Eat shit.
B minus for Radioactive Spider-Man. B plus for Hulk. You had B's across the
All
board.
of you matriculating.
B, right?
No,
B
I'm
across
doing B minus for Radioactive and B plus for
so we're in the same boat, yeah.
Yeah, so fuck off, man.
All right. So next book.
All right.
I could write a book about what you don't
Oh, you can
know.
leave it up. That's fine.
All right. Next
That's
up, we
fun.
got Absolute Wonder Woman number 13.
Mm-hmm.
Got a new artist. So let me.
It's I believe that they are giving Hayden Sherman some time to relax after a wonderful 11-issue run.
Matías Bergara.
I like
Is the
the artist. The art in this, it's interesting.
Kelly
It's-
Thompson, by the way, is the writer.
Yeah, I like the art in this. It is spiritually.
Yeah, I was gonna say very much like Hayden Sherman's work, very similar.
It's very sketchy compared to Sherman's work. Sherman's
yeah.
got a lot of good, solid line work. This is more sketchy style, which and more like messy, if you will. I don't mind that at all because it works for the piece, or for the story.
So essentially, this issue we're starting a whole new arc because this is we wrapped up the maze. We found out
that
the Amazons know that she exists.
Yep.
So now we're kind of dealing with the repercussions of that, and we're also dealing with while she's trying to figure out where Themyscira is. We also find out she has like a police scanner, so she's just sitting there and then running off and doing things. And I love that. And I don't think we do that enough a lot in these books anymore. I think that we've moved so far with just the nature of storytelling in comic books over the years. You don't see a ton of that. Like them
it's
just
rare
being
for a
like on
character
patrol.
It's rare for a character in an issue to like.
Oh, there's a police scanner. Yeah.
Spend like I got. I've seen it.
Yeah.
But it's rare.
Yeah, but
especially
something like
these days.
yeah, and
everything's got to be so epic.
And I kind of like it in the placement of the story because it is nice. Because it like she's like all those other Absolute
It's
books.
a palate cleanser.
Well, yeah, all those other Absolute books are doing something similar. Well, not. They're all kind of doing a little bit of a reset because it's the 13th issue. We're in year number 2 of these books, so now you gotta have to do a little bit of a refresh of where you're at. And I think this book does a really good job of it. Mm-hmm. Also, her fucking helmet is so badass. Yeah, like her armor is great in this book. So she shows up to.
We've seen it before, but just not for a long time.
Yeah, Reno, and she's fighting.
She keeps going and fighting basically the same creature.
It's like this electric being,
right? And she can't figure out like what's going on with it. And she's getting help from her friends.
Some of the art, though, like some of this is really good. Like the the part where she's fighting it and she lands in garbage.
Yeah,
like that panel right there.
There's a lot of stylistic choices that the artist makes in this issue that I really enjoy. Again, it's a spiritual successor. Yeah,
I love the ancient Greece painting thing coming to life.
So,
my hand on the mic stand.
So they're trying to find a way to like pinpoint and anticipate where this creature shows up, and they finally think they find a way. Because somebody looks at a map and like, look, these are all these ancient battles of like the Amazons and stuff. So maybe that's a clue. So she goes to a place, and sure enough, she's right. And what's going on? She starts to understand the nature of this beast, and she's telling herself, "This is the price that I have to pay, or that humanity has to pay for me being here."
Right, because there's always going to be these monsters showing up trying
and
to
maybe
get
because
her.
of all the magic she's used too.
Because she's the last Amazon that's out of the Wonder World, and they do not want her to find Themyscira. That's why she was in that prison.
So we don't know what's going on, but at the very end of the episode issue, At the very end of the issue, she is not possessed, but like she's about to fight it or something. What is it?
The being that she fights is
Yeah.
a version of her.
Yeah.
It wears armor.
So
like
she's got to
hers
fight. She's got to fight this creature that may be just like a twin, a spirit almost.
Yeah. This continues to be consistently across the board. We say it almost every time. The Absolute books, man, the Trinity has just been consistently good. Wonder Woman has consistently been the best book. I think arguments could be made for the other two as being the best book, sure. But I think you and I both really, really enjoy this story. And again, we talked about it with Predator earlier, and we've talked about it before. It's like sometimes just going back to the basics. Yep. And doing it where it's like, okay, let's focus on her Greek mythology heritage of this character, and then also applying magic and finding ways to make her interesting. And whereas Batman is like, well, he doesn't have money, but he knows the city and he's like this. And this one is like, well, she's still this god, but she doesn't know how truly strong she is because she's never been to Themyscira. Like that's a cool thing.
All three of the original Absolute books, I think we've said it time and again. All three are on a very level plane with each other. However, there's just something about Absolute Wonder Woman that elevates it above the other two.
And I think it is consistently the heart, the heart of the story and Diana just being someone you generally want to love and care about, and which is what her character like really drives home in this series. And can't wait for more. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our main event.
I could write a book about what you don't know.
So, try not to bend him too much because I'm going to give this to my... Actually, I don't give a shit.
It's rigid.
Right, but, just, read them like this. Do I have to show you how to hold a comic book?
No, you don't, you pretentious
Okay, are you
douche.
sure? Because you read it like this.
You're going to tell me the story.
You don't gotta, as I do it to the comic.
I'm not going to read the books anymore. Just part one of our ongoing
this is part
series
one
of reviewing Cosmic Octave. Just kidding. That's what's at the beginning of this. Cosmic Odyssey.
Okay, so
Cosmic Odyssey.
This is a book that came out in 1988. Oh wow.
Book number 1.
1988. It was a premium format, $3.50 for each issue. It's a hardcover book, and I found the entire series for $5 each. So it was $20 for all 4 books. And that's just classic. I bought X-Men Micronauts today for $10.
Yeah, this is book number 1, Discovery, written by Jim Starlin.
Mike Mignola, penciler Carlos.
No, it's Mike Magnolia.
Carlos Garzon, inker, and Steve Oliff, color artist. John Workman, letterer. So, we've heard
you, asshole.
We've heard a lot about the anti-life equation.
Okay, can I?
Yes.
Can I? I don't want to step on your thing.
Good.
Because I want to hear your perspective on this.
Yeah.
Versus mine, right? So, I was just saying that, this deals with the anti-life equation, and I was telling you about this before doing the show. I had never read anything with Cosmic Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I joked with you because I'm like, I feel like I already know a lot of this because I have this knowledge of New Genesis. I have this knowledge of the anti-life equation. So for me, it was like, okay, this is cool to see how this was explained. Because when people ask me about this, I generally I just knew that it has to do with, all I knew was it has to do with Darkseid, the anti-life equation, and the anti-life equation eradicates all life and all this. I had no knowledge of Metron. I knew Metron was involved, but I didn't know any of that backstory. So it was actually cool for me on a historical context to kind of see, okay, this is really how they try to introduce the anti-life equation in the main DC.
Yeah. So
your perspective, did you read it when it came out?
Yeah. We read each book as it came out, and it was something we hadn't seen before because I think it's at 50 pages. It's
it's a bit thicker,
solid. Yeah, it's a solid. It doesn't say.
I will say right out the jump, I love Mignola's art.
Yeah,
makes me want to read Hellboy.
So the book starts off, and it's in Gotham City, and all these parademons show up, and Superman and Light Ray, who's from New Genesis, show up to beat him up and send them back through the boom tube.
I gotta say though, the new gods always still like. I love their designs because of how goofy they look. Like Light Ray kind of looks goofy in this, and so does Orion. Orion looks like a weird
I
peacemaker.
got like a dog hair from your microphone
Yeah.
cover.
Anyway, sorry I keep interrupting, but so the parademons show up, and there's a whole thing where they fight them, and then again,
one of them gets left behind,
and
he's like, I don't know what to do.
I can't wait to talk about this. Keep going.
So then there's a planet. Then we see a barren planetoid 2 weeks ago, and Metron shows up, and he's just done. Darkseid shows up with his dudes, and they start getting the data. Yes.
Did Starlin create Darkseid, or did Kirby create
Kirby
Darkseid?
did.
Okay, because I knew he made all the other guys.
Starlin is more known for anything, more than
Thanos.
anything, Thanos and Captain Marvel.
Okay. Well, because I knew
The original Kree
and I
dude.
knew that Kirby did the new gods. I just didn't remember if he created Darkseid if Darkseid came on later. I can't remember that.
Starlin, yeah. So they get all of his data, and he takes them back. And the one thing I liked about this book more than anything is that it really delves into Darkseid's psyche. He looks so puny up here doing that thing, but he also is like, that's Darkseid.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up because when he gets into his monologue at the beginning, when he talks about what drives him for the anti-life equation,
Yep.
It is funny to me because it's like, man, this guy really is an egomaniac and an egotistical piece of shit.
Yeah, but Metron's findings, which I've poured over for the last week, have put an end to that dream. I now face a menace beyond my power to confront. For the first time in ages, Darkseid the schemer needs help. Worse yet, the aid I must have lies beyond the boundaries of my realm. I am forced to seek it in the camp of my enemies. The powerful deviants and monsters I've surrounded myself with will be of no help in the struggle. What I need now are heroes. So,
Yeah. So then he goes and says, he essentially gets the Justice, they talk to the President of the United States, and they get the Justice League to be considered ambassadors. So then they take them to New Genesis. Now, can I talk about this real quick?
no. Go ahead.
So when they take them to New Genesis, and they boom tube out, and they was boom tubing before, and in my head I'm like, oh, boom tube. And then to see them be like, oh yeah, by the way, that really unique and weird technology, it's a boom tube. And I was like, oh shit, this is where it gets created. The boom tube didn't exist before, did it? Or
I don't know,
But-
that's
but-
very possible.
But this is the most I've seen
the
them.
mother box existed.
But this is the most I've seen them. Like I had never heard that explanation before because I had always known that you had to use a boom tube to get into New Genesis.
Yeah.
I didn't know why until I read this. So that is some layer of history of the DCU that I didn't know.
It's very possible.
And I got to be honest with you because they do talk. They say in this issue they kind of explain it. So I'm like, maybe this was the introduction of boom tubes, and they just never brought it in. Of like, okay, this is why they never were connected to the DCU until now.
Well, they do explain why they've never
they
been
do,
able to
yeah,
find
yeah,
them.
yeah.
The Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, it's
So
because
then
of the boom
Batman
tubes.
is hunting a killer, and he finds that it's the parademon that was left behind. He finds a meat locker of dudes, which is gross. But this is really cool, where he's just like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, and
'Cause
then his mouth when he just has a devilish smirk, like, "All right, you bastard, let's go."
Yeah. And so he tries to hit him, but the guy is just beating his ass.
Yeah, he's no match for.
He goes, I normally
Genesis.
don't like using weapons, especially firearms, but I'm flexible, able to adapt to the situation.
He just blasts
And he
him.
just blows a fucking hole in him. And Darkseid is the last name or
yeah,
last
he just
word.
says dark side. Yeah,
So then he's talking to Commissioner Gordon. He's like, "Yeah, this is fucking weird." And in Washington, a diplomatic, an ambassador from New Genesis, Lonar, shows up, and he requests Martian Manhunter, Starfire, Batman, Superman, John Stewart, and Mr. Blood. And he's like, "Hey, man, cool. Nice to meet you. We need to go to New Genesis."
And then in my head, I'm like, "Oh, Jason Blood, Etrigan's there." That's immediately what my head went to, and that's just me knowing DC.
Sure.
Yeah,
I don't know why Superman doesn't know that, but I mean,
yeah.
he doesn't-
Apparently, in this canon,
Well,
they
he
don't
doesn't-
know him yet.
Well, he doesn't. This is after Crisis, so
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe he's just Superman's got a very I think he still does vulnerability to
He's
magic.
weak to magic, yeah.
So there stands the reason that he wouldn't deal with them anyway.
Yeah, maybe that's why he didn't understand. He couldn't figure out the magic.
They go to New Genesis, and Highfather's like, "Hey, I gotta, help you out. You guys need to help us with this thing." And it was my idea. And Superman tries to fight Darkseid.
Yeah, that was great when he just flings him back.
Yeah. Darkseid's on our side in this one, and that's Light Ray. And so they
Smash
take him
cut
in.
to like 3 books later when he fucking betrays him because I know he will. It's Darkseid. You don't trust Darkseid.
So they talked about this is so the canon for the New Genesis stuff was
What a cover.
yeah. The canon for the New Genesis stuff was that billions and billions of years ago there was a super advanced race of beings
The new guys.
that destroyed themselves,
Yes.
and from those 2 planets formed New Genesis and Apocalypse. And there is history that goes along with how Darkseid became Darkseid and all this other shit, right? But they never explained why they blew themselves up. And this book explains that it was they found the anti-life equation. And then they tried it. And blew the fucking shit out of
And
them.
they thought it stupidly, just like any other characters in a story like this, they stupidly think, "Hey, we're gonna let it out, but we'll contain it. We'll just make sure it goes out to this far, and then that's it." But that doesn't work. It swallows up everything and kills everything.
But then it just went back on itself.
And then it turned on itself. Yeah.
But so they do the explanation of New Genesis and everything like that.
Which again,
you can't
the
get
boom
here
tube-
without a mother box.
The boom tube explanation.
It wasn't until centuries later that we developed the mother boxes, the miniature quasi-sentient computers that can generate a boom tube. The boom tubes, those teleportational vortices, allowed us to once again make contact with the outer universe. Yeah.
Good shit.
So then they're like, okay, so Darkseid takeover, and he's talking about the anti-life equation, how Metron found it, and Johns, the Martian Manhunter, tells them how he encountered it.
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay.
Go.
Let me just say.
Yeah.
As much as I'm like, I felt like I know a lot of this. I did. But like to see what I love about doing this show, and I love about talking about like major storylines like this or historic storylines, is to just see how certain writers and artists interpret this stuff. Like how they show him going into his mind where like he's poking out of his forehead and then he just kind of recesses into it. Yeah. And then we kind of hear how, Metron is a guy, much like Darkseid, is a victim of his own ambition, and his ambition is knowledge. He shouldn't want to know this anti-life equation, but he wants to. He has to know it. Because he has to know everything.
Metron is neither evil nor good.
Right.
He's just
it's
a
not
dude.
an egotistical reason. Yeah.
Well, kind of. But
a little bit to know, but it's not not as sinister as Darkseid.
Darkseid is bad.
Darkseid
Highfather is good. Metron is nothing. He's just a dude.
Wants to. Hey, spoilers for these other books because I know this stuff. He's gonna want to use the anti-life equation against us.
So they're taking him through his thing, and he goes, the journey ends sooner than he's going to the source rather than risk it coming into his own reality. The journey ends sooner than I expect, and I find myself facing the object of my search. Immediately, I realize the dreadful mistake I have made. I can feel the limitless power that is this entity. We of New Genesis have the effrontery to call ourselves gods. I now see what a god truly is. I've never felt so insignificant. Next to this deity, I am nothing. And he tries to escape, but he doesn't. And 4 aspects of the anti-life deity do escape. Even though he traps the main
it has a shape.
one.
There is a person. Yeah.
He traps the main entity, but 4 aspects get released. So then Darkseid explains
where they
that
are.
there's four star systems, and any 2 of them will blow up all of reality. And that is what the anti-life is going for, and that is the reason why he's brought all the heroes together, and he already has teams picked out for him.
Yeah. And in my head, I'm just like, and nobody thinks, let's think about how he split these teams up for a second, and let's also think about where he's sending these. You know what I mean? Like, but I wanted to point out this map because you're bringing it up, and like me, not knowing much about this, but being the DC nerd, I'm like, Thanagar, we're gonna fucking deal with Hawkman, and then I was like, Rand, we're gonna go to Rand, and I'm like, wow, we're
Adam Strange.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're doing Adam Strange, and I'm like, wow, they're really just going for it, and it's kind of going everywhere with this because like the next book is a cover of Orion and Superman fighting the Thanagarians, which is good, like awesome, just awesome shit. And of course, you said you would like it. Yeah, you funnily enough is like, Jake, you need to read this because as a DC nerd, you're gonna eat this shit up.
Oh, dude,
and you know what? I am.
It is essential to me. It's essential. DC reading is Cosmic Odyssey.
Even though I know a good portion of this, it is still worth reading.
It's such a good book.
It's such. Oh, by the way, did we give Wonder Woman? We gave her an A.
Sure,
obviously, and we're probably gonna give this an A.
It's A fucking plus, man. But no, the Milky Way is a precariously balanced jewel. Millions of stars intertwined and interdependent on each other. Those 4 star systems on the screen. Knock out any 2 of them, and the Milky Way will collapse in on itself.
Yeah, that
and
right
all
there.
all the characters are like, holy shit.
Oh, fuck.
So they have to. He gives them anti-life aspect catchers. Go ahead.
And I also love the fact how that was utilized and how important he made. It's smart by Starlin to do that because now he's saying that every aspect of the DC universe is important because we lose any 2 of those, we're fucked. And I love that he's incorporating Thanagar and Rand into it like that. I fucking love that.
So Orion and Superman go to Thanagar, Light Ray and Starfire go to Rand, Batman and Forager handle Earth, and John Johns and John Stewart, we'll head for Xanshi, which I had never heard of before this.
Yeah, me neither.
They're a cannibalistic race, which is weird. But they go, and they all go to their respective places, and the last ones that we see are Batman and Forager. And Forager's like, where are you heading? He's like, to make a phone call. This is Batman. I've got a job for you. There's a man on the planet of New Genesis named Darkseid. I don't trust him. I'd like you to keep an eye on him. Can you handle it? Great. Be talking to you. And Forager's like, who is that? And he goes, a friend. And we end, so keep that in mind. There's a secret. Secret. I've got a secret.
Shout out to Styx.
Nice.
Mr. Roboto.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Secret. And then we end with Jason Blood, Highfather being really sad about it, but being
I'm
like,
sorry, son.
hey, man, sorry, dude, but we need Etrigan
so
the
they
demon.
separate the demon from Blood. And
He's been separated for years.
Okay, I didn't know if that was the case yet.
God, so many dog hairs just make the... You can't even use the fucking tape anymore.
The adhesive.
God.
So that's part 1, book 1, Discovery, I guess.
Yeah, they've been separated for years, and Jason Blood's like, man, I'm cool with that. You don't know what it's like. And they're like...
You know why? Because I got this...
but we need you.
But you don't understand. I got this fucking demon in me that always has to rhyme, and it's really annoying because he seems like he's talking about these sadistic poems while he's murdering people.
Listen. All right? I got rid of Etrigan, so I don't have that demon anymore, right? So I'm not possessed by a demon, but I'm still possessed of a desire to shop. Okay? So I get rid of the demon. I'm still dealing with this shopping thing, okay?
I don't know if
I
you know
can't
this,
pay my bills,
but I
my
can't-
credits through the roof.
Not a lot of people want to employ...
Now you want to give me the demon again?
Listen to me,
I
Doc.
got my own problems.
Listen to me, D. Listen to me, Doc.
Hey, Dak said.
Listen to me.
Hey,
Do you think people want to hire you with a history of a rhyming demon inside of you?
Yeah?
Huh?
Yeah?
D?
Hey, let me show up right now with my wristbands made out of eldritch fire and a cape, and also here's some horns on top
And
of
you
my
better not
Meshuggah
piss me
head.
off because I will summon a
Hello?
demon.
Why are you making me go back with the demon?
It's what you would call a hot hit
Brooklyn.
because he's a demon.
Oh, people off topic with Jake and Tyler.